All right, guys, welcome back into the Non-Blonde Cafe. Very excited this morning on a great Tuesday morning. I've been telling you all week. We have Linda Gray on the phone this morning. You remember her, the infamous Sue Ellen on Dallas. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. You sound very, very up and happy and energized. I love it.
Yes, very good. Well, you do too. I'm so happy to talk with you this morning. There's so much to get to in so little time. You have a new book out. It's called The Road to Happiness is Always Under Construction. Tell us how you came to really know that it was time to put it down in words.
Well, I was asked. Wonderful publishers in New York asked me to write a memoir, and I said, a memoir? Me? What do you mean? And so it went on that way. And I realized that because I've traveled so much and gone around the world and talked to women and, in various, from Malawi to, everywhere else, that I had a lot of stories. And when I just sat down and thought, well, let's think about my life, things started pouring out, which were revealing, kind of surprising that I remembered. All kinds of things started happening, and I just sat down every day with my yellow legal tablet. I swear to you, I did it in longhand.
Oh, my goodness.
Then I would send it to the editor because I was still working on the final season of Dallas. I was living in Texas. And then I was whisked away to London to play the fairy godmother in Cinderella, all whilst working on the book. So I had my own adventure going on, and my own highway under construction. So it was just on and on of this. Things started pouring in. It was like downloading in my head of adventures and things in my life, and I literally saw wallpaper from when I was like 5 years old in my bedroom, and so I figured, okay, let's put it down on paper. Let's see how this sort of all falls into place. And I was thrilled that it came together, thrilled the editors and all the literary people were very encouraging, very supportive, and said, come on, you can do it. And, they were very, very helpful. And so I did it, and I was thrilled with the outcome, and they were very, very happy. So I said, okay, let's go. You never know until you do something, and that's what my life has always been. Just do it.
Well, let's back up. Let's back up a few years, if you don't mind, because of course I was that generation where mom and dad and the family always, it was like a religion, always watched Dallas. We were on the edge of our seats. How did it feel? Because that was sort of your big thing, and you became so huge as JR's wife. How did that feel during that time period where you had the world on the edge of its seat?
Well, it was very odd because I was basically a housewife.
Right.
I was doing little commercials here and there, but I was home with the kids and the animals, and we lived on a little sort of a ranch. I use the term quietly called Texans because I have 3 acres in L.A., so it's not like thousands of acres as they have in Texas. But all of a sudden, it was almost as if a bungee cord was just being yanked me out of here and threw me out around the world, in a show called Dallas. And nothing prepares you for that. You try your very best to do the best you can to survive that one. But man, that was a strong thing in my life. It just absolutely turned my life around. With we just didn't know. It wasn't like I prepared for it, and it gradually came. It was almost instantly, which
right.
was rather shocking.
Right, and I've talked to other celebrities who, as a matter of fact, I talked to Ruth Pointer yesterday, and she said the same thing. She was nowhere near ready for what had happened with them, so it kind of took her, off guard.
Yeah, it does. You're all of a sudden you're, home feeding chickens, and then the next day you're out, in Paris doing some, public appearance with Mr. Hagman. It's like, how did this happen? What am I doing here? So it was that's why the title of the book is so interesting, because it's The Road to Happiness is Always Under Construction, which it is and has been most of my life. So it's like, okay, this is what happens.
And I find with you in reading a lot of your past that, it is under construction. So some people, and it's no fault of their own, but they allow things to define who they are and not move past it, and travel on. It sounds like you have gotten through a lot of obstacles in your life.
Of course. I mean, to me, it's a natural thing to do. It isn't. I mean, it isn't as if I didn't, go through the tragedies and the pitfalls of my life. It's my sister dying of cancer, and I had polio, and divorce. I mean, it wasn't a smooth, easy life, but whose life is. And I think those are the things that are thrown our way to see how we actually deal with it. It's like, how are you going to deal with this one? And so it actually made me stronger. It made my life not all wonderful and happy and lovely, but it made me realize that we're here on the planet to deal with what life throws at us and see how we deal with these. There are two words in my book that I love. They're called choose wisely.
Right.
And those are the things about the obstacles that come. We can just say, okay, I'm going to stay in my bed and never get out, and I'm just going to deal with it or not. But I chose to, face it. It's just, okay, head on, bring it on. And then what am I going to do with it? Am I going to succumb and become a victim of whatever happened in my life? Or am I going to just, take one foot ahead of me and keep walking down that road?
That's right. Well, I want to say to you, happy 75th birthday.
Thank you.
You look absolutely stunning.
Weird. It's like, how did that happen?
I know. I'm going to be 45 this year. Trust me. I'm like, wait. Well, I would like to say thank you very much for being here this morning. It's been my pleasure, and I wish you great success with your new book.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. I appreciate being on your show. Thanks.
You got it.